Hello and welcome to the Beauty Know-It-All. The sun is just beginning to shine in the UK, which means it's time to get legs and arms out. So I thought I would do my favourite body lotions and creams and treatments. And you'll not be surprised to hear that I set them the same stringent tests and standards that I do the products I use on my face. So they have to have active ingredients in them that work. I was with a group of friends last night and we were talking about the fact that mid-end March and our legs were a bit dry and a bit scaly, and maybe our arms were and our heels, and yet we were sitting around the pool at Soho House in Shoreditch. I mean, it was a cold day, we were all wrapped up, but the little bits of us that were sort of showing out, we were like, oh, I need to do something about this. And all my girlfriends were going on about all the body oils they use. And I said, really, you use body oil? And then what happens when you shower it off? And they went, well, you then apply it back on again, because in the long term, the oil is basically sitting on the top of their skin, but is it really hydrating it that much? You know me, I'm not a huge fan of oils at the best of times. I only use them in emergencies on a plane, but I do love a really good exfoliating face or body lotion. So I was basically saying to my friend Jackie, actually what you really need to do is get rid of that old dead skin cells, and why wouldn't you use a sort of lactic glycolic or even a retinol body product? And she didn't even know they existed. So here are my favourites. Let's start with, you'll not be surprised to hear, Paula's Choice Resist Skin Revitalising Lotion, which is a 10% AHA. And I really like this one. I think it's absolutely brilliant on knees down, so dry shins, even feet, certainly dry arms and dry hands. I notice a difference within 1 or 2 nights of using this, and I tend to sleep in it as well. It's really lightweight, it goes on quite easily, it sort of sinks in. I've actually already got some on the back of my hand because I was testing them earlier on. Surprise, surprise, not scented, good old Paula's Choice. I love that of this range of products, and I just think it's really good for arms, lower arms, upper arms, and lower legs. You know when you get that sort of dry, slightly alligator skin at this time of year? I really love it. And you also know, because I've spoken about it before, this one's virtually empty. I love Ameliorate, which is the lactic acid body lotion that was specifically formulated for keratosis pilaris, which is the little red bumps on the back of your arms and the back of your legs. But I don't suffer from either of those things, but I do suffer from dry legs in winter. This is the stuff that really works. It smells very lactic acidy, which I've spoken about before. It's not a smell I particularly like, but I do think this stuff really works. And I have a friend that has keratosis pilaris, KP, and she said it got rid of hers by about 90% within about 2 weeks of using it daily. So they're my 2 favourite exfoliating body lotions. There actually is, but I just don't have it here at the moment, but I'll drop in a picture of it. There's a product that you can get on the high street in the UK from a brand called Nip Fab, and it's called Glycolic Body Fix. It's about £10, I think. And actually, it's got lactic acid and glycolic acid in. And if you're looking for a product on the high street that basically mimics the action of these 2 and doesn't bust the bank, that's the product to buy. It's absolutely brilliant. The other thing I really like, if you're going to go super high end, is this Exuviance product, which is a glycolic acid formula as well. This is pretty much, I think, the most expensive of these products, and you get it in skin clinics and online, and I really love it. It's a great product as well. In fact, to be honest, I quite like Exuviance for my face as well. So we're kind of going Nip Fab, high street, cheap, middling to expensive, okay? And I'll list all the details and the prices below. But what all of these do, I think, you can use them during the day, and often I do if I'm caught out, but if you can just force yourself to stick it by the side of your bed and apply it before you go to sleep, you will wake up in the morning to smoother skin. You can shower and the action will carry on working. You can apply them in the morning and at night, but more importantly, they do not just slather back the dead skin cells, they exfoliate the dead skin cells, and that's what we need to do at this time of year. We've all been wrapped up, we've all been wearing opaque tights and jeans and trousers and skirts and all those things, and basically none of us have been out and about kind of exposing our legs and our arms to the weather, and we just haven't exfoliated properly essentially, and the skin has become sort of dry and dehydrated and needs removing before it will look better. I also said to my friend Jackie, do you know that you can use a retinol body product? And she went, no. Paula's Choice also, they have their Resist range, which I really like and I've spoken about before. They have a Retinol skin smoothing body lotion, and I wouldn't actually say this is as smoothing as the AHA body lotion, but what I do like about it is I think it's really good for upper arms and thighs, and maybe even post-baby, once you stop breastfeeding, on your stomach as well, because I do think retinol in the long term, it reforms your collagen, it boosts your collagen turnover. So it's not so much smoothing, but I do think it has a sort of slight firming effect, which is what you want on areas that aren't dry but maybe are a little bit saggy. So upper arms, upper legs, tummy, maybe the chest here it would be perfect on as well. Sort of just the upper area between here and sort of the nipples. So that's another product I really like as well. And I want to mention one other product, which is basically, hands down, without a doubt, the best soft focus body lotion there is. And pretty much everybody that tries it agrees. Have you ever tried Vita Liberata Body Blur? It comes in a range of colours, and I've got two here. One that I have used when I'm on holiday and I've got a bit of a tan, and that's the dark one. And what it is it's essentially soft focus tinted lotion, like a sort of foundation for your body, but that makes it sound really horrible and sort of American tan tights-ish, and it's not like that at all. It's just literally soft focus particles with a hint of a tint that goes in super easy and is hydrating. That's the dark one, as opposed to my normal hand. There you go, you can see the difference. But the one I use most of the year round actually is the lighter one, and this is less of a colour and just more of a soft focus. There you go, can you see when I'm rubbing it in there? So it sort of blurs shaving nicks, sort of chicken plucked skin after you've been waxed, veins, all that sort of stuff that, you know, when your legs are just less than perfect and you want them to look like you've got a really soft sheer tendenier tight on, but you don't actually want to wear tights, because who does most of the year? So that's the medium shade, that's the darker shade, and it also comes in a lighter shade as well. And you see how it's like sort of soft focus? Actually, that one is really brown, isn't it? That is far too brown for me. I have worn it before though, but that's a great colour, really pretty. Vita Liberata is obviously a self-tanning brand, but it's basically got all the technology of the pigmenting of using a self-tanner. It washes off at the end of the day, and a sort of soft focus, hydrating finish. So if you suddenly look down at your legs and your arms and you've got a short sleeve top on and you think, oh my god, what am I going to do with my legs? They're really sort of pale and pasty and a bit sort of blemishy. What we call spam legs in the UK. Do you know what that is? Like, do you understand what spam is in the rest of the world? I don't know. It's this sort of weird pressed meat you can get, and when it takes out, it's sort of blotchy and pink and white and not very nice. We call it spam legs anyway. So basically you rub it over your spam legs and you end up with gorgeous sort of Giselle Bündchen skin instead. Absolutely love that product, and everybody I've recommended it to loves it as well. So there you go. That's my take on body lotions, from the high street to high end, and including the best body makeup there is around. Barely scented, and sinks in really nicely and gives a lovely soft focus finish. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Let me know if you want me to do any other videos, because people are beginning to ask for stuff. I've got a really exciting one, if I can, I'm going to put up next week, which is a little bit to do with what's been going on with my mouth. Somebody said to me, if you ever have fillers, or would you test fillers for us? So I had a little bit of a lip injection recently, and if I can get the rushes through and edit them, and if you're not too squeamish, I'm going to put that up next week. So don't forget to ask questions below. I'll put all the details of all the products I've mentioned today and where to get them, from the cheapest right to the high end. And thank you for watching. I'm off to try and find some sunshine now and get my arms and legs out.